Hey everybody, welcome to Detroit Red Wings GM mode. This is episode 6 of the series. Looking at the roster, we're better than we were last year, but it's still not that good. Our top 3 is very good, still very young. Austin Matthews, still only 21. Svechnikov, only 22. Mantha's 24, but he grew a lot this last year. He's up 3 overall. Since the start of last year. Dylan Larkin is not growing really at all. He's stuck at 87, unfortunately. I could put him on the top line over Matthews, see if he grows just a little bit more, but it's just not happening right now for Dylan Larkin. Right now, the second line has him on a line, centering a line with Yurko and the newly acquired Carl Hagelin. Nick Bonino is centering a third line. He's an 84 overall, so it's a solid third line. It could be better, and I'm actually going to make this change. I'm going to put Tyler Bertuzzi up there and put Justin Ablocator here on the bottom. We also acquired Scott Komaschuk in the offseason. Had to fill out an offer sheet for him, so we sent a second-round pick as draft pick compensation to his squad, his former squad, Tyler Bertuzzi, as I just moved him up to the third line. And Franz Nielsen, I literally just traded for him maybe a couple minutes ago because our fourth line was absolute garbage. We had 70 overall, 60 overalls. It was just not going to work. And so I have Nielsen, Ablocator, and Darren Helm, who is now 32 years old. Let's take a look at the defense, and this is really where the team falls off. Dan DeKaiser, Mike Green is the top pairing right now, followed by Mark Fane, and I also did trade for Johnny Boychuk just a minute ago. A couple of former Islanders now coming onto the squad. Boychuk here, I didn't have to give up much for him. Literally like an AHL prospect who's not really gonna, I don't think, amount to much. He's like an AHL top 4, I think he was. Or something like that. I think he was a defenseman. He was like a 60 overall at the time. I'm just like, get rid of him. And the bottom defensive pairing is not good at all. But Sarjarvi here, Vili Sarjarvi, has a chance to grow. Hopefully this will help him. And Ryan Sproul is just kind of a placeholder. If we need something at the trade deadline, we will go and get it. And then goaltenders. It's the same as it is right now. Peter Mrazek. Oh, Jimmy Howard is... Oh, my God. What do we have in the system? Anything? Do we have a better goaltender? Nope. We're stuck with Jimmy Howard, so that's not going to be good. Hopefully, Peter Mrazek takes the majority of the starts. I did want to, really fast, take a look at my captains and the jersey numbers. Make sure they're all where I want them. Oh, we're in the AHL. Oops. Oh, back out of this, all the way back, so we can switch this to the NHL. There we go. Didn't even realize. Did not even realize. So last check, Dylan Larkin was the captain. That's not how I wanted it at all. Austin Matthews is apparently the captain. We're going to change that. We're going to make Larkin the captain. What are we doing here? Oh, yes, that's right. You have to unassign the captaincy from Matthews before... Oops, I didn't mean to assign him an alternate. Unassign alternate. Assign captain. So then we're going to make Austin Matthews an alternate captain. So we'll assign the alternate to him. And then... Who else? Let's make Svechnikov an alternate. Our top 3, the future, will be captains and alternate captains right now. Anthony Mantha could eventually make his way to being an alternate captain. He's lost morale for being an alternate captain. Yeah, I know it's going to screw with the morale, whatever. Hopefully it doesn't hurt us too much. So we're going to get into the season simulation. Offense is up to a 91 overall. Defense to an 87, which is a lot better than where it was. Hopefully we can have a solid season up until the All-Star break, and we'll assess where we are once we get there, and I will see you on the other side of the simulation. All right, so I decided to go ahead and stop the simulation because, as you can see, our record is not good. It's 5-15-3, and we need to make some decisions now rather than later, I think. We're still going to sim to the All-Star break. We're going to sim to the trade deadline, but it has not gone the way of the Detroit Red Wings this season once again. And I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's just get back. Let's check the... Oh, yeah. We're at the bottom of the Atlantic again, and I have a feeling we might be at the bottom of the NHL with only 5 wins. Let's see. Yep. Last team overall. So, we once again have some decisions to make. The draft picks that we traded away have really come back to bite us. The picks that we traded away for Austin Matthews. So now I think we need to look at getting that back. If we can trade for our draft pick back. I believe it's probably in Toronto. That would be huge. But I doubt at this point it's going to happen because that pick is going to be valued a ton. So what do we have for trade value overall? All players, all skaters. Austin Matthews' trade values actually looks like it's going down. Ty Smith is just not growing very fast at all. I don't know if he's not in the AHL or what's going on with him, but he needs some time. He's in the CHL right now, which is not where we need him. Mantha, Larkin, it would take both of them to trade for that pick. Rasmussen here, we can't trade him. Low elite. Wow, what happened there? That's different. Smiles, we could trade him if we really wanted to. I just don't see that being a legitimate possibility. I don't see us trading for our draft pick back. So we're going to have to worry about that at a later time. And yeah, I just the season's not going well. The offense is down to 90. The defense down to 86. The defense is probably really what's killing us. The defense and maybe the goaltending with Jimmy Howard still back there. But I guess we're just going to stay the course. I will see you guys at the All-Star break. All right, well, the All-Star break has arrived, and it's just as bad as we thought it'd be. 13, 29, and 4. I don't see any way that we once again could trade for anything that's going to turn this season around. I mean, we have 30 points at the All-Star break. This season's pretty much done and over with. We will take a look at the standings, see where we are, see what draft pick maybe we could trade for, or use our picks to trade for something. See. Yeah, I mean, we have a 10-point cushion, and we don't have that top pick because we traded Austin Matthews for a whole slew of first-round picks. Not the smartest thing to do now that we're in we have the downside of it, and Austin Matthews is topped out at like an 89 overall. He's just not growing anymore, and it's not been good. So I did update the trade block in the simulation. No trade offers, though. I don't ever get trade offers in this game unless it's like in the draft. David Backus, he's only got a year left. We could check. I think what's Colorado the next closest team, and their first round pick is through the roof expensive. Something that we really don't probably have. And the only thing that I'd consider really trading away for it is maybe Ty Smith, and that's counterproductive because Matthews won't do it, Larkin won't do it. Out of these top three, Ty Smith is the only one that I would trade anything away. The only problem is Ty Smith is just not growing because he's in the CHL. So that we have to change. We've got to get him playing time in the AHL because it's not working with him down there. So let's go edit lines. I think he's just scratched on the AHL squad. Let's go to defense. And let's put in Ty Smith wherever he is. Is he not in here? Or do we got to go like sign him? What do we have to do to get him on the squad? Or do we just wait? Roster moves. In the system. Where are you, bud? Ty Smith. There you are. Well, I don't really want to call him up to the NHL. But we'll call him up to the NHL and then just send him down. If that's what we got to do. Being nervous about his call-up. Well, don't be, because you're going back down, bud. In the system. Oop, actually, we want that right there. Ty Smith. Yeah, let's just send him back down. Oh, no. See, he's still in junior eligible player once we return to the CHL and will no longer be eligible to be called up by the NHL. So now he's stuck. Okay. Oh, well. We didn't have to send anybody down to do it, so we'll just leave him. Let's get back to the NHL and browse update our trade block and then just sim to the trade deadline. And hope we get some trade offers. So I don't really want to give away too much. I will put. I could put Larkin on here just because he seems to have topped out at 87. So we'll stick him in there. It might end up being the same way. Let's see what we could get for Ty Smith. See if we get any draft pick offers. And we don't want to trade away any of our young elite potentials. How about this top 6 in Frederick Smiles? That'll do. I think that's the same trade block I had, but we'll roll with it. That is what we will roll with. So we are going to sim to the trade deadline. If I get any trade offers, I will update you guys about them. And trade deadline is actually going to be in March, on March 1st. So we will simulate up to March 1st, 2020. And hopefully we get some trade offers for something that's on the block here. So I will see you whenever that happens. So we did get a trade offer here. Red Wings and Nashville Predators involved. It's it's not what we want to do. I don't think this is kind of a trade that you would make if you're looking to build up your team. This Craig Smith, he's 30 years old, and if you're trying to make like a playoff push, which is not what we were trying to do, this trade makes absolutely no sense for us right now. We're going to go ahead and decline that. Well, the trade deadline is upon us. That Nashville trade was the only trade we got in between the All-Star game and the trade deadline, and it did not fit what we wanted to do here. Dylan Larkin is now injured, so that's probably going to hurt his trade value. Let's take a look at the standings, see where we are, if there's any changes in that. I doubt it. We do have some wins now, though, so there's a chance that somebody could have hopped over us for the worst record in the NHL. And nope. And now the gap is even wider between us and the Colorado Avalanche. So we are the laughingstock of the NHL these days, us and the Avs. It's not going well, but that's why we're here. We're trying to rebuild this team. We had to take a step back to take a step forward. And that's what we're in the middle of right here. So we're going to browse the trade block, see if there's any young players that we could trade for that makes sense. Bottom six, no. Colorado, see if they're in the mood to trade their first-round pick. Not really. I don't really like that idea much at all. Bobrovsky, the Dallas Stars, they do not want their first-round pick in either of the next couple drafts here. So we could trade for this. I don't know how bad they are. They're probably not very bad because their pick is not valued a whole lot. And they're right up against the cap, so we cannot send much in their direction. So Danny DeKaiser, that's not going to work. Would they be over the cap, or that's not going to work trade value-wise either. What about Smiles here? They'd have more than 45 skaters in their organization, and they'd value that pick more than they value Smiles. So that is not good there. Let's go back to the trading block. I mean, we don't need the first overall pick. If we can just get a first-round pick, I think that's really all we need. Edmonton, their pick isn't valued very high. Florida's looking to offload some guys, and I feel like that's what we might have to do here, is just unload some contracts. But the problem is the guys we have are not really all that good. the young players that I want to keep because they're really at the core of the team here. It doesn't make sense to trade them away. And we're in a little bit of a predicament right now, so... And nobody's really looking to get rid of their first-round picks that I think we're going to be able to trade for. Pittsburgh is. Let's see if we can swing something here. I don't know where they are. They are right up against the cap, so this is... Odds are not going to work. We can send... Well, we can't send more than one player because then they'd be over the cap. I mean, it's just... We are in a rough spot right now. And I feel like we're going to have to unload somebody. And I feel like that somebody might have to be Larkin because, I mean, he seems to have topped off. I mean, we can take a look at what his stats are. He's got 23 goals, 22 assists. I mean, he's playing well. What about Austin Matthews? What's he got going on? 13 goals, 31 assists. Svechnikov, what's he got? Is he a goal scorer? 15 goals, 22 assists. Those top two really are not playing as well as I would have liked. What about Mantha? 15 goals, 25 assists. That's pretty good for what I expected out of Anthony Mantha. I mean, we're in a rough spot. We are really in a tough hole here. Ty Smith is at the NHL level. He's up to 70 overall. And now he's a top 4 defenseman, so it doesn't make any sense to get rid of him. His trade value is continuing to go up. He's probably going to pass Svechnikov as the years go on. And then Matthews' value is going down. So does it make sense to sell Matthews now while his value is at its highest? Got a long contract left. We could try and trade him to Toronto. See if they have an interest in reuniting with their favorite son here. Their values are similar. We could get our first-round pick back, but it's probably going to put Toronto over the cap. We'll play around with it. I think the value is good. They would be over the maximum salary cap, so we'd have to absorb some salary. We would have to do that. Who are we going to have to take on? Somebody that has low value, but a bigger contract. So like Matt Hunwick, I think he might do it exactly. Not quite. And did that do anything? Toronto would be over the maximum salary cap. It did. He has like no cap. He has no cap hit whatsoever. Is there a... There's not a cap total. What about any of the guys farther up the list? I don't want to get too high up because then the trade value starts to go up. Thomas Vanek. We could take him on. That would be a league-approved trade. Matthews and our first-round pick back for Thomas Vanek. It's basically admitting defeat. Oh, they're still above the cap, but I guess it's going to take it. That would put us right up against it. Oh, yeah, this is really going to take us. It's really going to put us back, but we can always bet on free agency. But we need that first-round pick so bad. I think it's just time to cut our losses, send Austin Matthews back to Toronto. Let's see if it goes. And it is good. So Thomas Vanek, welcome back. Austin Matthews, good riddance. Never a good fit anyway. This is supposed to be Larkin's team. David Kaiser's now an alternate captain. And now the top lines will make sense. So it'll be Larkin, Svechnikov, and Anthony Mantha, which is really the future of the Red Wings anyway. Where? Oh yeah, Larkin's hurt. I was like, wait, we didn't just trade him away, did we? So now we've really put. I mean, the top line is going to be okay. We're going to have nobody below an 87, but below that, I mean, we have on a good team that this is a fourth line, and this is our second line. So it's not ideal, but we just need to realize that we made a mistake trading away all those draft picks and and cut the losses and just take it. So that will be the first move. Let's see if we can make any other changes. We'll go back to the trade block and see if we can acquire maybe another first-round pick. It doesn't make sense to trade away Ty Smith, but now we can go for some of these lower first-round picks here in the 2020 draft, like this Buffalo pick. We should probably be able to trade for if Buffalo's not up against the cap, and they are. Okay, they have about 0.6 or 0.4 million to deal with, so Dan DeKeyser's probably going to be over that. Oh yeah, 4 million, and Buffalo would be over the maximum cap. See, any team that is going to be interested in giving away their first-round pick that is going to be affordable for us is probably going to be up against the cap because they're a good team. As we just play around with it at this point, Chicago, theirs is a little bit more expensive. Colorado's going to have like the second overall, the best odds in the draft. I mean, maybe it's not a first-round pick. Maybe we try to acquire a second-rounder because we don't have one. What about this Montreal pick? Are they up against it? If they're up against the cap, then we're not going to be able to do much here, and they are. Worse situation than the last team we tried. So we've acquired our first-round pick back. Austin Matthews is gone, and I think that just might be what we have to deal with. We could just go in full-blown tank mode now that we have the first-round pick back, our first-round pick. Last year we tried to be a little bit better, so we had better odds because we didn't get our pick back. We got Buffalo's. So now I think it's time to call up or put some guys in the lineup that need some NHL time, that need some growth, and basically tank. That is what we're going to be doing here. We don't want to screw up Mantha and Svechnikov or Larkin too much. But these guys, Komaschuk, we could keep him up here. Carl Hagelin, let's just unload some of these guys and get all the draft picks we can. Like Carl Hagelin, I'd be comfortable trading away for sure. So let's see. Let's try. Let's just find Hagelin here. So we might be able to get a couple of picks for Hagelin. Let's see. Buffalo, that wouldn't really work. I'm really interested in like a second round pick, but not many of those are on the block right now. In fact, I don't know if any of them are. Ooh, what do we got here? What about Ottawa? Ooh, this I like. With the right pieces, we might be able to trade for this first round pick and a second round pick. So let's see. Let's throw this in here. Because now our draft pick is untouchable. I mean, that's pretty much a given. Trade away Smiles. He's only a top 6. What does that do? They have more than 45 skaters, and the value is still not good. Okay, who else do they want? Dan DeKeyser. I mean, this is full on. This is full on tank right here. This is the ultimate in tanking. But I will do what's necessary to build up this team. They're interested in giving away Alexander Semin. I will gladly take him on. Trade values are about even. They would still have more than 45 skaters. Hopefully this doesn't swing the value too much into our favor, because then it won't go through. Brian Boyle is hurt, but I will take him even though I can't stand the guy. They'd still have more than 45 skaters. Oh yeah, that's right. We have 3 skaters in this trade, so we do have to take on 3 garbage skaters. So Roman Polak, come on aboard. Let's see if this goes. Trade rejected. Can we sweeten the deal with anybody? Let's just sort this by value. And somebody that doesn't have too much. See, I can't trade Landeskog because he's part of the future. We could just throw in Marsh here because he's got just a smidge of value. And then again, see, we're in a spot where they're over the amount of skaters allowed. So let's get Marsh out of here. We could basically trade up and maybe get this 3rd round pick in here. That's just a sliver of value. That might do it. Nope. No, it won't. What about just this? So a 2nd or a 3rd round pick. Smiles and Hagelin. The value's not really... Yeah, no, I didn't think so. Worth a try. Okay, so who else can we trade? I really want to offload Hagelin for a 2nd round pick, but nobody's really interested in giving him away. How about Anaheim here? How about Anaheim? What's their 2nd round pick worth? Not a whole lot, so we might just be able to do this straight up, but they're up against the cap yet again. This is what's really hurt us. Carl Hagelin. And they're over the cap. So let's look at Arizona. I think we tried Arizona before, but that was for their 1st rounder. How about their 2nd rounder? It's league approved, and we're going to have to add a little bit of value. So let's try our 3rd rounder. Carl Hagelin at a 3rd for a 2nd round pick from Arizona. It's still not good. My goodness, they are really holding on to these draft picks. How about just a garbage skater that they value more than we do? Amadio is a bottom 6. And now this is where it starts to get difficult. So let's sort this. Let's take on it. Just a bad contract. Dave Bolin, come aboard. It's league approved. The trade value looks good. And they'd have to put Ryan McGinnis on waivers, which would just be too costly. Oh, God. Oh, no. Okay, well, I guess Hagelin's going to have to stay on the team for the time being. I was hoping to get something out of him, but apparently not. Anyway, guys, I think we're going to end it there. We will sim to the end of the regular season and then do the draft and free agency in the next one. As the rebuild and the tank continues, it's not looking good. But we basically have to start over here. We didn't do this right from the start, but we got to do it right now. Anyway, I will see you guys in episode 7. Take care.